Welcome back, everybody. Couch Surfing Podcast, Season 3, Episode 8. Man, it's good to be back. Do I look tan? Do I look a little tanner? It's faded. I'm getting a little ashy. I'm getting too dry. Catch me out of the shower, man. Catch me wet. Trust me.
Okay.
The glow's there.
I'll catch you at the
Maybe you can see
shower.
on the camera. If you got audio people, or visual people, I'm looking good.
I can tell that you look a little bit tan.
I'm looking tanner. The base coat is on.
That's
Ready
what
for
you
full
need.
effect. Summer. But before we get into the cruise, got a story to tell you. So, I'm going to laugh because it's a little bit frightening,
Okay.
uncomfortable, not funny, but you know me. It's not funny, so I got to laugh.
Exactly.
Get back from the cruise Sunday night. I got a little bit of a cold, a little head cold, probably like COVID, Omicron, Zeta, Delta, Beta. Pop a Sudafed, 24 hours. Living high on the meth right there. Good stuff, some Heisenberg. I go to bed, and I wake up a couple hours later to a figure standing at the end of my bed. Not next to me, at the end of it. Like bathroom door, how the bed's laid out. Bathroom door, there's like a black figure standing in there. And I see it. And I sit up. And I move my arm to, hit Grace. And I start yelling. I'm talking about yelling. Like bloody murder. Actually as loud and as hard as I can yell. Like screaming.
Yeah.
But all I'm yelling is hey. I'm just yelling, hey. Hey! 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 I'm just screaming it. I'm screaming so loud that I can't hear Grace saying, it's me. It's me. It's me. Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
Oh my gosh.
She turns the light switch on. It's Grace. She's not next to me. I touched a pillow next to me because I sleep with two pillows around me. I touched the wall. It's Grace. I don't grab the gun. I never grabbed it or anything. It is next to me, next to my bed and stuff. I can see it. I don't grab it. I don't even go for it, during it all. But she thinks I'm going to. So she turns the light on, and I was I remember some of it, but I was it's really foggy because I feel like I was half asleep. But when she turns the light on, I'm fully awake, and I just go why did you turn the light on? And then I go lean back to bed, and I'm just I'm sorry, and she immediately comes back in bed and sobs her eyes out.
She's like, I thought I was gonna die.
I thought you were gonna shoot me. It's so bad. It's really not funny. It's really not. It was not a funny moment. It was very. I felt really, really bad.
It was the Sudafed.
I was definitely high on the Sudafed for sure, but she literally put her head on my shoulder and sobbed for 5 minutes.
Damn.
Just sobbed. I scared her so bad. So yeah. Don't take Sudafed. And I don't know. I told Grace, I said, you should be going to the bathroom anyway in the middle of the night. Trying to gaslight her, blame it on her. What are you even doing? Going to the bathroom? Why? Yeah. Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, I can imagine that she was scared.
Yeah. But she's like, well, you could have shot me. I'm like, first off, no. I know better. I'm going to grab the gun. Gun has a flashlight on. I'm going to turn the flashlight on first. Just a button right next to the trigger. Boom. Lights on. I would identify my target. And then I shoot you.
Yeah.
But I don't keep the gun loaded. Not one in the chamber. Magazine in. But I would have to grab it, light on, cock, shoot. That's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
A lot of safety steps you got to go through.
Exactly.
But I did go ahead and take the magazine out and put it in the drawer. Just put it next to me. I'm like, there you go. Now it's an extra 2 steps. Take it out of the drawer, and I got to put it together now. She was like, okay, that makes me feel better. I was like, yeah. Sorry about that. So, yeah. The cruise was great, though.
That's good. That's good.
Cycling
no
in there.
shadowy figures.
No. So, but to relate to that, last year's cruise. I don't know if I said on the podcast last year. Maybe I did. But last year's cruise, I roomed with Clay and Daffron.
I feel like I do remember you saying that.
I roomed with Clay and Daffron. Stayed in the same room.
Yeah.
Same bed.
Same bed.
Same bed. And on like the fourth night, I woke up and there's a figure at the end of the bed. And and at that moment, I just go, "Hey, man." And I know Clayton's next to me. And it was a guy in our room at like 3 a.m, drunk. We thought we shut the door all the way, but air pressure, sometimes on cruises, it was like not latched. And he just pushed the door open and came into our room. And he was just blacked out. And just go, "Hey, man." And Clayton was the one that was screaming, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I had a whole claim back from beating this guy's ass. Like, he would have.
Yeah.
And he was like our age.
Okay.
The kid, too, that came into our room. And I was like, "Hey, man, like, this isn't your room. This isn't your room." Like, he's like, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "Why would we be in your bed?" He's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Look around. Do you see any of your stuff?" "No." I'm like, "Therefore, not your room." Maybe. I'm like, "You gotta go." He goes, "No." I'm like, "You gotta go or he's gonna beat your ass." He goes, okay, I'll leave. So, it was just a funny thing because that happened on the cruise last year, and now I kind of did the same thing, but I was the one that freaked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year's cruise, great.
Where were the stops?
Head down to Miami, popped to Miami, mess around that day on the boat in Miami, still docked, leave that night, day at sea. Next day, Haiti. Don't really recommend it. Sorry for my Haitians out there. You dock in a port, or you dock at a beach. You can't leave the beach.
Yeah.
Can't do anything. Beautiful place. Good climate. Nothing to do. I like to explore. I want to see the place. But they said you get shot.
So they wouldn't let you out of the gate at all?
No, like it's a cove.
Yeah.
Surrounded by like a forest.
I gotcha.
So there's like one road in.
Yeah.
For supply stuff. So you go on the boat and you can't really go anywhere other than this big long beach.
That's wild.
So yeah. So it was just a nice little hangout, just literally lay on the beach all the time. Good rest. Second place. Puerto Rico. San Juan. San Juan. And I got the surf.
Really?
I got the surf. I was so excited. We get to Puerto Rico. We dock there. I get my internet back on. I go to Surfline. The closest nice surf spot is called Pine Grove.
Okay.
It's like a little bit more like east of us, like 15-minute drive. And I go in there. I'm like, it says it's like the orange, like really, really good, like waves. 6 to 8 foot is what it says. Really, really good. And I'm like, ooh, that's a little big for me. But Tim Daffron was like, "Yeah, dude, we'll go. It'll be fine." I'm like, I never thought we're gonna rent a board and it's gonna be like a 8-foot soft top board. I'm not taking that out.
Yeah.
Fucking 6 to 8 foot waves. So I'll admit, on the way there and stuff like that, I was scared. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm here. I got to. It's a once in a lifetime experience. Not really once in a lifetime, but as of right now, it's my first time ever surfing in a foreign country. I was like, fuck it, I gotta do it. We get there. Luckily, the shore cam, it's reading like the buoy. That's like on the reef, outside, like jet ski ride out there.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Inside, 2 to 3. I was like, okay, I got this. I feel really good on it. Literally, like I said, we get to this little hut on the beach, whatever. Just a ton of 8-foot foam boards. $10 for
nice.
rental. We're like, yeah. So we take it out. It was a blast.
Nice.
So much fun. Water's 81 degrees.
Just crystal clear.
Not it was clear-ish. It's like we're like on the inside, so it's just all the sand and stuff like that's rumbling up. But it's definitely a little bit clearer than here for sure.
Yeah.
But it was just nice. It was just good slow waves, but like
they would push you.
Yeah, slopers like to it, like where they kind of build up and kind of just fall down on and stuff the whole way. But it was just nice, smooth, like long, like the whole way. So you get on and just like ride.
Some of the best little rides you
got. Oh, it was great. Oh yeah. And I was like, this is amazing.
You're like, this is why people move away.
Oh
from
yeah.
Virginia
And
Beach.
I'm like, I am so good at surfing, and I'm like, no, these waves are just so fucking easy to ride, like because they're just so smooth.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why do I have so hard catching a 1 to 2 foot wave here, and the 2 to 3 is so easy? Like it's just because it's so smooth, like there. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was great. The guy giving out, like running the place. There was a couple of them. You know, they were instructing people if they wanted help. But the guy had a 6'2" WRV Yinger like fudget board, like the same exact one that I want.
Yeah.
Like I've been looking at like all the time there. He had that one.
And you were like, hey.
I just go, is that WRV Yinger like fudget board? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know that. He's like, how do you know what WRV is? I'm like, oh, I'm from Virginia Beach. I live next to the shop.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, dude, that's so cool. Like, yeah, because WRV is like 2 hours away from San Juan.
In Rincon.
Yeah, so
or not quite.
It's something like that. Yeah. So we didn't get to go to them because I just had time to drive 4 hours. 2 hours there, 2 hours back. But he's like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, no, I know exactly that board. Like, I want it. He's like, oh yeah, love this board. I'm like, hell yeah, love that.
This guy loves it. I'll love it.
I'll love it. But yeah, surfing was great. It was a really, really good time. I don't know how to turn on a longboard. I kept just towing it. No, I gotta come back more, actually tow there, get the fin in there. No, couldn't do that. But it was still a good time.
That's good.
It was really good. Pop-ups were a lot faster. Paddling.
You didn't get tired?
Nope. Didn't get tired.
You were running, so you've been ready.
Yeah, been running. I'm like, hell yeah, cardio's paying off, baby. Pop-ups, the push-ups, something, exercise. I'm feeling good. They're smooth.
Nice.
Obviously, the waves are really smooth, too, so that helps. But still, I was like, that for my first time surfing since, probably
end of summer last year.
Yeah.
Fall.
Yeah, probably August was the last time I surfed. August, September time, I bet. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good amount of time.
I haven't lost everything I learned.
Yeah, exactly. Riding a bike. But yeah, so I got to surf. It was really, really good. Loved it. There were these two girls our age out there just on hard 8-foot boards, just shredding it, walking the step, cross step, whatever it is. I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful.
This is beautiful.
Should I move here?
Live with Rylan.
Dude, I know. I was like, I like this place. We also, as soon as you got off the boat, weed.
Yeah.
It's just weed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, damn. I'm
high.
Hi. But yeah, so and then after that, St. Thomas. St. Thomas, great. Favorite day, San Juan, Puerto Rico, surfing. Best place, St. Thomas. We rented a boat for all of us.
Oh, nice.
And we just island hopped for the whole day to all the different islands around there and stuff. We also went by Epstein's place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty funny.
I know, dude.
He's got a picture.
Yeah, look. It was still kind of far, but we got to see it from a distance here. Oh, that's not surfing. That's the board.
Oh, nice.
It says a little soft top.
Yeah.
But where the hell was it? Where'd I go? Yeah. There it is. It's crazy. All the blue on it, they took off all the blue to just make it pale now to try to just keep some people away. To think, oh, that's not it. It's not blue or anything in the photos.
Well, I didn't even know what it looked like. I didn't.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just weird. The guy that was driving our boat for us, he local there, from there. He's probably 32 years old, and he was like, yeah, back when I was 14, we called it Pedophile Island. We all knew what was going on there.
Oh yeah.
I had friends. I had girlfriends that would get paid $1,000 to go to the island and give a guy probably Epstein or maybe one of his associates or Clinton, a topless massage, and then come back and they get those $1,000. Like, shit, I give a fucking nude massage. I ain't gotta do anything. I'll massage the guy's body. But yeah, he said he went in like real deep that he's still alive.
Oh really?
He thinks Epstein's still alive. Like, he gave like a full WikiLeaks type of debrief down to me about like how it's like it was a fake thing because someone like in his family or someone he knows, something like that, was like he thinks he's in Israel or like the Middle East somewhere out there, like in Iran or Iraq or something. I don't know, crazy stuff. I can't even go into it. Like, it was too much for me. I was just like, I was too drunk. I was like, what the fuck are we talking about here? But he gave a really good, convincing argument that he was still alive.
You're like, shit.
I was like, I'm pretty drunk, but this is starting to make some sense. Yeah, so it was funny. Really cool guy. Got to swim some turtles, stuff like that.
Sharks.
Saw a little 3-foot little nurse shark on the bottom.
You're like, all right, I'm done.
I did see it, and I was like, it's okay. It's okay. But after I saw him, like, 3-foot nurse shark. Mama. Gotta be around somewhere. So I'm gonna dip. So I get back on the boat. And I just chill, and then they go around, and then we get to another spot. And that's where I get back in. But, so St. Thomas was just beautiful. I'll show you some photos after.
Yeah.
It was just, really, really beautiful place. Saw Kenny Chesney's house that he has there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say his boat.
No, they didn't point out his boat, but we saw his house.
I got you.
Massive. The guy that made Otterbox phone case, he has his own island.
Wow.
He has his own little, like, island there with, like, 2 houses on it, and that's it. I'm like, who would have thought a fucking phone case would be buying a St. Thomas Island? I don't know, man. That got to me. But then after that, back on the boat, day at sea, back home and stuff. But no, cruise was a lot of fun, man. Really good time. Ate a shit ton of food. Drank a lot. A lot. And it was just funny because I'm like, I really don't drink that much. I really don't drink anymore. Like, it's like when I realized, I don't really drink anymore. And I don't really want to start drinking anymore. But I'm going to drink a lot on this cruise for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I probably won't have any more alcohol for, like, next month.
Just to make sure you're good.
Yeah, just to prove myself I'm good. I don't need it. If I want it, I want it. But I don't need it, I can say no. But yeah, other than that, man, it was a good time. Cruise was great. Got to just lay out. Oh, I did Wave Rider.
Oh, yeah?
I did a Wave Rider for the first time on the cruise. They had
so were you on... I
was on Royal.
Yeah.
I did one of those.
It's kind of hard, huh?
It was hard. I quickly got the hang of it.
Yeah.
Once I changed my mindset, because at first I was like, oh, I'm just surfing. Great, easy. It's literally the opposite of surfing. Because surfing, you're like leaning into the wave, going with it, staying with it. This one, it's just all about fighting this thing and leaning back. Mm-hmm. So after 3 tries, I finally was like, okay, got it. Got back on, and then it was like, I was stiff, but I was able to go back and forth and stuff with it. But that was fun. And I found out that Virginia Beach is building a wave park. I think we had talked about that before. I thought that was going to be like flow riders. No, it's going to be like a wave.
Slater.
Yeah, like a wave.
But not quite like Kelly Slater, but yeah.
But it's not going to be
it's like a surf.
It's a surfing wave, not a...
I think that's where they're... Don't quote me on this, but I think you watch, they are probably going to run ECSC at it.
Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
And make it since that's the longest standing surf competition now...
True.
Make it like a weight, and see if they can't get it bigger, and make it a big thing for Virginia.
You know where it's going, right?
Yeah, right.
18th and 19th.
Big that's what I'm telling you. This place, I was
I said,
you're about to have a $600,000 condo.
That's what I
in 30 years.
That's
no doubt,
bro. My property going up. I got my assessment from the state. Or from Virginia Beach, do you get what your house's value, appraisal?
Todd probably does.
So I got that in the mail, and 2 years ago when I bought the house, it said 20 2020, 2021. Like they do like a 2-year like thing. It said the house was 200 and I think 286,000 is what this house was looking or estimated like appraisal was, and I bought it for 300. Obviously, housing market at the time was like kind of a little spiked up. Got it 3. Then last year, it was appraised at 300. This year, it's at 357.
Dude, that's what's up.
Now will it go down? Yeah, who knows? Market and stuff, but still, I'm like, that's wild. So yeah, build me this flow router down there. I'll be riding my bike down there. I'm gonna put my membership on there.
Yeah.
Give me a membership. I'll be there every day after work.
Yeah, man.
Give me a job there. I'll just serve every day.
I'm quitting my job. I'll just work here.
I'll just serve, man. But yeah, I found that out on the cruise too, that was happening there. I didn't know it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right there. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, cruise is great. Everything is good. We're back to work. And
Getting your numbers up.
Trying back to the cold. Back to the cold.
cold.
It was a kind of a culture shock coming back here.
You're like,
From like 85-degree weather to 39. I'm like, this place sucks.
yeah.
And I would go and surf line, look at the cams. 1 to 2, flat. I'm like, fuck.
Dude, there were so many good waves down in Hatteras.
No, dude, when I got back, when I was coming back on Sunday, did you go surfing on Sunday?
No, I didn't.
But it
there's
looked
been waves.
good.
Yeah.
There were good waves on Sunday. When I was down in Florida, like coming on the way back, someone texted me and said, "Hey, are you going out today?" And I was like, "No, like I'm coming back to Florida. Like, why?" And they sent me. I looked at the Croatan. It was like 3 to 4 good.
Yeah.
And it looked really nice.
Hatteras had a few days where it was like really good. I've been working too much.
Yeah, let's get into you.
Yeah.
Let's get some updates. We last episode we talked that
The last episode was when I had just put in my 2 weeks. Yesterday was my last day of those 2 weeks.
How'd it go?
It was good. I had an exit interview actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But
So
we did that in my company, but very surprising that he did that.
well, it was funny because I joked because he was gone on spring break the same time you were on the cruise, and I was joking.
He goes
with,
on spring break? Does he have
well,
kids?
yeah, he's got 4 daughters.
Okay, I didn't know he had kids. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. So I was joking with like Colson and then the greenhouse manager, and was just like, oh, like when am I gonna get my exit interview? And they both like laughed at me, and I was like, I'm like joking. Then on Friday,
Yeah.
I get a text from Brad like, hey, what day's your last day? Because I want to do an exit interview, and I just like showed him, and I was like, that's funny, like
That is
is
hysterical.
hilarious. So did that, and like I was expecting it to be some big event.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like in terms of like I mean, if you're gonna ask me questions, like I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah, be fucking real. This is the
And
best time. You can't fire it.
I had like printed off like the email of like the farmhands program, and then like I had also printed off this chart that was like all about growing cannabis and like all the things like he was talking about in the email. It was like, you know, germination, seedling, vegetative growth, flower, relative humidity, pH for your stuff, like all these like growing
Yeah, all the
things.
stuff.
Like that's what this chart is from Build a Soil that I like. That's basically where I've learned all that I like know about growing. That specifically is for cannabis, but it works for everything. If you can take the ideas of what it's getting at. Anyway, so I was like all prepared for like this like I'm gonna lay it on you type of thing, and then it sort of came around, and it was just sort of like,
is it worth it?
Yeah, and like the thing
Doesn't
was
matter.
too like there's not enough time in lunch for us to discuss all the things that I think.
Yeah.
So I just sort of let him ask me questions and just was as honest as I could have been with that, and
It was good though.
without rolling anyone under the bus and being like, because some people still got to work there, but
Sure.
yeah, no, it was boring. I mean, it was just sort of like okay. I mean, he was really
You
just
sure
like,
you want to leave?
he was like, what made you want to leave? And he's like, was it like financial? Like you needed more money? Was it just you hated the job? Was it like, I don't know.
It was
He
everything.
said some few other things, and I was just like, it was really just like 80% flexibility of schedule, and like the other portion was just sort of like I didn't really feel like I had a place. Like I would go to the greenhouse and get told what to do. I'd come here and I don't really know what's important.
Yeah.
So I just sort of listened to whatever was being said, and I didn't say this, and I should have probably got into it more, but I should have just been like, and I don't really agree with the way that things are being done here.
The way things are ran is not the best.
Yeah.
It could be so much better.
And like we talked about like sort of some of that, but I was just sort of like, yeah, I think like it feels like we're doing too much most of the time. I mean, there's this and that, and he's like, yeah, I get that, but it's all part of the operation. And I was like, yeah,
I mean, it's your business.
He literally like, yeah, dude, it's cool. But it was all good. We left on good terms. So yesterday was my last day, and then today I went out to Knott's Island this morning and worked out there until about 1 and came home and got taxes together and went and dropped those off. And I did my training shift at Union last weekend.
Was it hard?
Dude, honestly, when I first showed up on Friday and like had to go through the shift, I was like starstruck. I'm like, whoa, like
a lot of stuff has changed.
All this stuff. Well,
just different processes and stuff?
Not exactly. I mean, like the system is different, so it's a different POS. The menu's actually got a lot more on it now. There's like raw bar and
tell me about it. Give me some specials.
I need to look at it because I have a shift tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, I was training with one server. Friday, I was like, I'm like, holy cow, like, how did I ever do this? Like, how was I good at serving? Like, I don't know how to do any of this shit anymore. By the end of the shift, I was like feeling a pretty good amount better. Not like anywhere near like, oh, I got this. And then the next shift was much better. It's really just at this point relearning like the new stuff on the menu and like the common questions that get asked and like that sort of stuff. So then tomorrow and Saturday I'm in the well bartending. So that just means I'll just be pouring drinks for the servers really and like helping as I can for the main bartender who's dealing with the guests at the bar. So they're training me for that, and then Sunday I serve 11 to 5, and then Tuesday I close bartending, and then I have to see my other shifts. But
I pulled up the menu. It could be, it could be not up to date. It's this on the website. But we got wings, on there, 10 wings. Got hot, mild, barbecue, Nashville. Yeah, I did not know how to say that word. I skipped that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that one. Surf and turf nachos. I don't remember that.
They were there.
Okay, that's pretty good. Buffalo cauliflower.
Yeah. They took the poutine off.
Oh, they did.
But apparently you can still order it.
Okay. The fried devil egg trio.
Yeah.
That was pretty fire. Tuna tataki.
That's new. It was the tuna tostada.
Yeah.
The tataki is literally just basically the tuna with seaweed, and that's it.
So no crisp.
No crisp. Okay. And no veg. No, like it's literally just tuna and
seaweed salad and okay. Got oysters on there. Goat cheese skillet.
Yeah. It comes with some crisps.
Coconut curry. Huh. Raw bar.
Yep.
Do you see
they're
that?
opening up a bar. Yep.
Surfing
that's going to be like a smaller bar with a raw bar area behind it. So like that's the other thing. They're expanding that restaurant more for that too. So that's probably why they're trying to get me up on bartending and whatnot.
Poke bowl still there.
Yep.
Thank God. That is really good. Dude, what's the special right now? Do you know what's on the board?
They have a lot more stuff that's on specials now. So like
bacon wrapped meatloaf.
That was a special for a long time, and now I'm glad that it's on the menu. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds slapping. And then the burgers. That's right. Okay, brunch burger.
Mm-hmm.
Solid, like the egg on there. Mushroom Swiss.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. The PB&J. You got that before. Please. Oh no. There was there was a Mexican like a
The elote.
elote.
They took that off.
No!
I'm pretty sure.
No, you for real?
Yeah. So they have the whiskey row.
There's bastards. Oh man, and the BLT. 1 pound of bacon is pretty solid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, let me know your schedule because I want to come in, or Grace and I will come in for like date night or something like that. Would be fun.
Yeah, man.
Come
I'll
check
let
it
you
out.
know.
But it sounds like it's going good there.
Yeah. So
Good
it's going
time.
good.
Have you worked with Sam yet?
Yeah. So I worked with Sam on Saturday.
Is it great?
Yeah, it was cool to see.
It's I bet you that's just so nice working with someone.
It's funny though because like I got there on Friday and I was just like meeting people or whatever, and I guess nobody really knew that I had worked there before.
Oh really? Well, hold on. Before you get into that, what did the cook? Would you say hi to the cook?
I didn't see him until Saturday.
What was his reaction?
He goes.
Did he knew you were there already?
Yeah, I think so. But he goes.
Our guest is our co-star is still alive and kicking.
Exactly.
Ashlyn, our mascot. Okay, so yeah, he already knew you were there.
I think so. He goes, so what happened? Day trading didn't work out? And I was like, I didn't even answer him, honestly. When I thought back about it, I was like, I never even answered him. Because I was just like, I was working on a farm and, it just was not really it anymore. So then I needed to come here for some flexibility. But it was funny. He was really interested though in like Knott's Island and like.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he wants to bring his son out and like see it, but.
Okay, so that's like all right. So then, but yeah, are there some people that are like training you or something like that? There's people that don't know that used to work there, like you were like the shit back in the day there, and they're like telling you all this stuff. You're like, yeah, I know it.
Dude, I was getting really frustrated on Sunday, not visibly,
Yeah.
I hope, but there's 3 managers. There's a GM, that's Amy.
Okay.
Then there's a lady named Emily. She's probably, I don't know, upper 20s, lower 30s, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Then there's a guy named Henry.
Cool.
Henry is 20 years old.
Ooh.
And Henry is helping me during my Sunday shift, which was just expo. So just food coming into the window, me taking it to tables so that I can see different foods and, things like that. And he's like, I don't know why, but I was just getting so irritated. Like, he'd be like, yeah, our BLT has a pound of bacon. And I'm just like, it was things like that.
Was he like explains how as it comes out, like trying to tell you like about the food?
It wasn't, no. A BLT didn't even come up on it at all that night. But like, just the way he was talking about, like.
He's talking down?
No. It was more just like, I don't know how to put this without sounding like I was just being.
He was trying to make conversation with you.
He was just like, I don't know.
Talking to talk, fill the space.
No, it was just like, there's some things that I don't know, and I do appreciate him trying to help me, but he doesn't know that the BLT has been on the menu for forever. Like, yeah, I know there's a pound of bacon on the BLT. Like, I need to know about the Rockefeller oysters, like the.
You tell him that?
Did
you tell him that you used to work there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I showed him a shirt that's like. You can't even see the logo because the shirts were misprinted and the logo's black and the shirt's basically black.
Yeah.
I had 2 of them. And I showed them both of them, and one of them has like all these pink dots on it because it's bleach stains. Because I was the only one who would clean the bathroom. So I was the only one who got bleach. Anyway. But it was just like, this kid can't even go behind the bar legally.
Legally, yeah, true.
And I'm like, This is dude, don't ask me, man, because I'm like
whose son is this?
Dude, I can't have this guy telling me, like, at the end of the shift too, I was like, hey, like, because he told me I could leave early. I was like, hey, like, I'm good. He's like, all right, let's go back there and check out your area. I'm like, dude, like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, I can't have this person, like, when I actually learn what's going on and I have it
maybe
down,
it'll get
like,
better. I'm sure he's just...
No. And,
yeah.
like, I don't have any problems with him. I'm just saying, it's just, like, I want to see Brian, and I want to be like, really, dude? Like, this guy's telling me what to do? You're joking, right?
That is very interesting. I'm not saying you can't be at that level at 20. Like, I can't say that. No, I'm not saying. But it is definitely surprising. I feel it's like a...
None of the managers know how to bartend. I'm like, am I getting brought in? Like, am I getting scammed here? Like, am I getting brought in to become the fourth man? Like, I don't know.
Probably. He may be looking to...
Apparently, Emily is getting trained for an hour on Saturdays every week on bartending.
Okay.
But an hour a week, like, that ain't gonna do it.
Did he say... do we know what the ETA is on Chesapeake location?
He did say something to me. I think he said, like, end of summer, but then he was like, honestly, it probably won't even be until fall.
Okay.
Like, everything is just, pushed back and whatnot, but...
That's fine. Okay, cool. Well, I definitely want to come in, especially when that little guy's there.
Yeah. Dude, he's a cool dude. Like, I don't mean to... I was just getting irritated more so because it was like...
Let's go check out your area.
When I was
like, what does that even mean? Just like
expoing-
that you cleaned up or something?
Yeah, and like when I was actually like... Once I got it down, like... I remembered a lot of things from when, like, I would have to be in the window and, like, helping. But, like, that's the other thing is, like, I don't want to just show up and then be like, hey, I need this on this plate. I need this on this. Because that's what an expo is really supposed to do is, like, be the communication between the servers and the cooks.
Okay.
Like, if a server needs to talk to a cook, they talk to the expo to talk to the cooks.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, if you got 5 servers coming in talking, like, oh, I need this, I need... Like,
yeah.
It needs to be through one person, and that one person can
delegate
to the...
That makes sense now, because I didn't understand the point. I was like, what's the point of the expo? Why can't... But that makes sense. Yeah, if you got, like, 5 people coming out.
So, like, then, you can make the notes on the ticket so that when you take it out and whatnot. Yeah. But, anyway, so it was coming back to me, but it was just, like, some of the comments were just, like, dude, like, I've done this before, right? Like, I used to do this when there was, like, no staff, and we were getting drilled, and...
I opened this place.
Yeah, but like anyway, it's been good. It's been good.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's like the update for all of that stuff, I think. But how about these banking failures?
I was like, well, speaking about closing for the shift. How about closing a bank? Yeah.
How about closing a bank?
I heard one recently just closed. Heard they're selling too. Looking to buy. You interested?
Interested in a bank? No, thank you.
I don't know.
That's not the business I want to be in.
Here's a hot commodity. You can buy their debt for like 60 cents on the dollar.
I believe that. So, what do you know?
Okay, this is what I know. Silicon Valley Bank, right? So I don't know. I'll say my shit, and then you just let me know what's wrong.
Yeah, no, that's great.
There's a bank called Silicon Valley Bank or something like that out in Silicon Valley. This bank, Silicon Valley is like a big place for tech startups or something out there. So they have a lot of tech startups in their bank or something. I don't know. Pretty much all I know is this bank like fucking like went under or something like, and the FDIC or something had to come in, and then. The only thing else I know is that you can only get like reimbursement or something of $250,000. That's like the max. But these things are like millions or something. So I really don't know that much. But I know it failed. No it's closed. No one's freaking out. I found a funny TikTok. I'll see if I can find it and send to you later. But it was an AI, which the Chat GPT 4 just came out.
Okay.
Which is like even like smarter. Okay. And they asked it to explain the Silicon Valley like collapse in monkey terms, like monkey banana terms. Like you have a great thing. If I can find it, I'll send it to you because it was like Silicon banana tree have many bananas, and monkeys want all the bananas on that tree. Like I'll find it. I'll say it to you. Okay.
I bet it's funny.
So tell me, Should I take all my money out of the bank and just have it in paper form? Or put it on the blockchain?
I think that you're actually not legally allowed to incite a bank run, so I'm not trying to do that. So,
Don't do it.
I don't know how to advise you on that, but I can tell you what I did.
Okay. Well, first tell me what happened. Tell me what happened first.
Okay.
I need to know.
So,
What the fuck
for
happened?
anyone who doesn't know, you got to start sort of at square one. Banks in America are fractional reserved banking, which means that you give me $100, I can lend out $90 of it. Yeah, I'm the bank. You're the.
I give you
depositor.
$100.
I have a deposit account for you that says $100, but really I can take 90 of that dollars and lend it out. I only have to keep 10% of the dollars that you give me. And that's how I make money as a bank. I lend out your money.
To who?
To whoever. So, like, I can buy long-term bonds from the Federal Reserve, which are risk-free assets. Air quotes.
Risk-free. I didn't know there was not.
Risk-free assets.
I didn't know life was risk-free.
We can get into that. But, like, mortgage-backed securities, like, that's... You buy these products that earn small yields.
Yeah, intros are...
And as long as all the depositors don't try to come get their money at the same time, you're good. So, Silicon Valley Bank was the second bank to close, but the first bank to forcibly close. So there was another bank called Silvergate that dealt with a lot of crypto stuff. So like FTX was like their major client.
Oh, fuck.
So they voluntarily shut down. They actually were able to pay back all their depositors and all that. They just chose to, because
that's good.
Without having a big depositor like that, the amount, like, they were gonna get in a bad situation, so they stopped it before it happened.
Smart.
Silicon Valley Bank, this is wild. Like, I mean, they were forcibly shut down. There's a third bank that got intercepted by regulators in New York called Signature Bank.
I heard that name.
That was basically forcibly shut down. That's a developing story in a way. But from what I understand, that particular one, regulators went in, and I think it was like one of the guys on the board of directors was like, I'm like 100% certain we would have been fine to open up on Monday. But they were worried about a bank run happening and it being a systematic issue for the rest of banks.
Who is coming to do the bank run? You talking about all
depositors?
Me.
You.
But
businesses, really.
Okay, but what business are going to do a bank run?
So, in the case of Silicon Valley Bank, what had happened was they had bought in like 2020, 2021 when interest rates were like at 1%, like when you bought your house. You got a really low interest rate.
Yeah, like 2.4 or something.
So that's on a mortgage. The federal funds rate at that time was probably like close to, if not half a point, or like, I mean, close to zero.
Yeah.
So that means that the 30-year bond was like a 1% return. So if you had $100, you were looking to get $1 in 30 years.
Wow, shit.
Yeah. Pretty horrible idea, right?
What's the point in investing?
Exactly.
I'd rather go buy a scratcher.
So they have to put their money somewhere in a way, because holding it is just not really an option. And they figured that was the best option because bonds have the most liquidity. They're the biggest. It's like I think, $100 or $200 trillion market, somewhere in there. So they buy a bunch of these bonds, and there's an act called the Dodd-Frank Act that I believe was created after the 2008 financial crisis. And basically what it stated is that you had to keep these bonds on your balance sheet as their date to maturity value.
You have to. You can't do anything until the date happens.
So you can only mark the value of the bonds based on its date to maturity value.
Okay.
So here's where the issue arises, because when interest rates start to go up, it's sort of weird to think about, but bond values that were at a lower interest rate lose value. You have to take a loss, because why would somebody buy a bond at 1% when they can buy a bond at 5% now?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that makes the value of that bond so much less.
Yeah, okay. That makes
So
sense.
what happened was, and I think this also had to do with mortgage-backed securities that were sort of in a similar situation as Silicon Valley Bank was holding on their balance sheet. Well, this is wild. The beginning of March, Jim Cramer shilling Silicon Valley Bank. This is a stock on the markets that you can buy. It was like a $300 stock. Like, he's like, you should buy this thing, like this and that. Like, I'll show you, if you want to watch a video that really learn about it, like, it will blow your mind.
Interesting.
And it's not like crazy conspiracy. Like, these are guys that run massive insurance funds that like understand what's going on and break it down in simple terms. But so he's doing that. Meanwhile, insiders, CEO, CFOs, all this, some of these people, okay, one of them worked at Lehman Brothers, which was a bank that failed in 2008. One of them was part of the San Francisco Federal Reserve. Like, worked at, some of these other people on the executive team worked in other banks, big banks, like.
Oh, that's weird.
People that should probably know what's going on.
What the hell's going on, yeah.
Well, Silicon Valley Bank had lost their chief risk officer.
Oh, lovely.
8 months before.
Did they hire anyone?
Didn't fill the position. So in this time, the Fed's raising rates. So this means that you need to be deleveraging some of these bonds that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Apparently nothing's happening. Well, then
That guy quit. The risk guy quit.
And then was still receiving pay for like 4 months as like after he quit. Or she, I think it was a she actually. Yeah, they quit and they just never filled the position. They were just like, yeah, no, whatever. Dude, yeah.
Okay.
And so then they try to go and raise capital. Well, that raises a red flag for like, because this is Silicon Valley. Like, you're talking tech companies, venture capitalists. Like I said, you're like the richest people investing. Like, you're in probably one of the biggest markets.
Yeah.
So people start looking and they see that these bonds are valued as their dates of maturity, but like in reality, right now, they are worth way less than what
actually.
Yeah, because they have to take a loss, which means that if people start withdrawing their money, then they're going to have to liquidate these bonds to cover and people realized, oh, they don't actually have enough money on their balance sheet to cover the depositors. So then it ensued in a bank run. And
But who came in and bank, like...
Companies, like people that had their money in the bank were like...
You're right.
They were just sending it out. Because like all you have to do nowadays is tap on a computer and just send your money away. So that's what people were doing. And like...
They woke up the next morning and was like, fuck.
Well, this happened, I believe, like Thursday into Friday. And then over the weekend, I guess they announced that they were shutting down.
Something always happens when I go on a cruise.
Yeah.
Something crazy always happens when I go on a cruise. It's really weird. This happened last year. I remember being in the airport, and the only thing I saw in the headlines was gas. I was like, gas prices are high. I'm like, that's weird. I looked up Virginia or Virginia Beach or just Virginia gas price, and it said it was $4.30. And I asked Tim, and I said, is this gas at home? It's $4.30. Tim like, that's not right. That can't be true. And we get home and it fucking is. Yeah. And then now this shit happens in the cruise. Dude, something's going on when I leave. Shit's the fan. That's crazy.
Yeah. So basically, there was a bank run on that bank, and
just trickled everything.
The thing that gets even crazier though is like, so the FDIC stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah.
FDIC is so that depositors have $250,000
That's the number I said.
of insured funds.
There
So
we go.
anything over that is like
Not insured.
not insured. Well, Janet Yellen, who is was I think was the chair of the Federal Reserve, like
Yeah.
not I don't know exactly when, but in the last 10 years at some point. She's still part of the system and still does things like that. Well, they come out and they say that they're going to insure
Everything.
all depositors. So only the investors and I think bond. I don't know how this exactly works, but bond. I don't want to say bond owners, but like somehow somebody who is in conjunction with the bonds might get pennies on the dollar. Okay. But investors are set to lose it all. They're not bailing out investors like they did in 2008, but they're going to insure over that. So people are like, well, this is a bailout, but they're not calling it a bailout.
Yeah.
And they're also saying that the taxpayers aren't going to pay.
Is this another fucking TARP bailout? The $1 billion penny? You know.
No, I mean, it's there's this fund that they created that all banks now need to pay into. So basically, what they've done is the problem with this is that in a capitalistic system where you're supposed to allow people to fail.
Yeah.
If people make bad decisions, they fail. That's that. People get hurt.
But you're too big to fail now.
Well, people get hurt and it sucks, but unfortunately, like the people who did their due diligence and saw that this bank was insolvent, like people got their money back. Yeah. Some didn't. Yeah, but if you put your money in with somebody that you can't trust, like unfortunately that is on you. Like you, just like everyone else, has the opportunity to hold your own money or choose somebody who's better equipped to handle your money. So with them doing that, it sort of shows the rest of the banking system like, oh, we can make bad decisions and somebody's just going to be there to catch us. So like, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Which is the whole problem that, like, when 2008 was happening, there was, like, Occupy Wall Street, which was, like, basically a movement of people that just went down and protested on Wall Street for, like, 60 days or something. I can't remember exactly. But, like, then some people are blaming Trump. So my problem with this is that Trump was trying to remove the Dodd-Frank Act, or Trump did remove, I believe, the Dodd-Frank Act, which was really, and he got rid of a lot of regulations in terms of banks, which I guess to some people seems like, oh, that's what went wrong here. But, like, it really isn't. Like, Trump didn't run the bank that made the bad decisions to pick these horrible investments that like ended up being the reason that they went down. Like even if, and I'm just a believer in less regulations in general and letting people who fail. And people who are good at what they do will rise high. Like, okay, well, I can't trust this bank because I just lost my money. Well, at least I know who is good. Yeah. But I don't know all the nuances of that either. But it seems like we're still talking about this guy. Like it's been.
Yeah. Well, you know what I can't
2
wait.
years.
What I can't wait for now. Probably be here in a week or two. A little mini documentary series about this because you know that's just gonna come out.
I bet.
Guarantee it. Just like everything else, I guarantee in the next month there'll be a little mini series on this thing, or like a 1 to 2 hour movie.
But it's funny. I got an email from Chartway like,
oh really?
Our bank is secure. There's no need to worry. Like this and that.
Please don't take all your money.
and I'm like, I thought about this for a second, and I mean, I didn't smell anything burning, so like I hope I wasn't thinking wrong, but like, they sent that. Like, most people probably have no clue. Like, I told Colson at work, I was like, oh, Silicon Valley was the second biggest bank to fail in history.
Jeez.
And he's like, yeah, I have no clue. Like, I don't know anything about it.
Oh,
like,
I got. Okay. My bank's Navy Federal.
Yeah, he's like, as long as Chase and Navy Federal are good, like. But my point being is, like, most people probably don't really know anything or care at all about it, which, I don't blame them. But for Chartway to send me an email, they are taking a risk there. Like, now
they're making
somebody
it
is going to get that and be like, what are they talking about? Like, maybe I should look into this. About it. Yeah, and it's like...
Yeah, that may not have been the best move.
And I'm like, I mean...
Unless they were having problems with people kind of coming in slowly and, like, taking their money, like, doing, like, a bank run on them, like, a little bit, too, just because of it. But I feel like they're okay.
In September... Maybe it was October. It was warm out still, all I know.
Yeah.
I went to both of my banks and withdrew about half of all my money. Mm-hmm. And, like, the one bank I went to, the teller was like, I don't mean this, like, she was, like, threatening me.
So you can't say that much.
Well, I was like, I want to withdraw this amount. And she's like...
What?
She's like, why? I was like, because I want my money.
Because I want it?
And she was like, well,
we don't have that much cash.
Once you leave here, we can't protect you. And I'm like...
You gonna rob me?
Literally, I was like... In my head, I was like, are you threatening me right now? Like...
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know. Like... She's like, okay, I mean... What do you plan to do with all this money? And I was like... Whatever I want. Like,
I do know if you withdraw...
More than 10,000.
That gets reported.
Yeah. I made sure not to do that.
Yeah, that gets reported to the IRS. But I feel like banks. I still feel like someone taking out like $10,000 like cash or something like around like I feel like this area. Like I feel like to a teller that shouldn't be like too weird.
Well, then I go to the other bank, and I ask for only slightly less.
Yeah.
No problem. Like, yeah, right away, Mr. Doyle.
Yeah.
Here you go. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, I think that may have just been the teller. Or
yeah,
like
but I was like such a weird experience.
Yeah,
I was literally about to be like, yeah, actually, I'll take the rest too.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just gonna get everything out. Actually.
Yeah.
That is weird. I
didn't like it, but.
Young girl, older girl.
No, she was like in her 30s, and I was like, this is weird.
That is interesting.
But yeah, I wouldn't say that, like, I had no clue that this stuff was going to happen, but I definitely understand what's going on here, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Fed, because they were threatening to raise rates more, and now it's sort of like, well, now we're seeing some stuff break, so it's like, will they continue to raise rates? Will they pause? Like, but dude, it's deep, but I don't want to get too much into the weeds.
It's getting crazy, man.
More than I already have, but
yeah, it's just getting crazy. We do have. I don't think. Did you have anything else?
No, I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, this weekend is Shamrock.
Mm-hmm.
Shamrock.
Steven's
Marathon.
coming to run.
Steven's coming in. Julie's running. I didn't realize how far the half marathon. They're only doing the half. I found out, not the full. I found out that the where the running path for this. It's pretty fucking long.
I believe it.
So they start at like into Boardwalk, pretty much.
Okay.
Is where it says they started at 40th, 40 seconds, something like that. They run all the way down to that's like 60 something maybe, I don't know.
It's First Landing.
Yeah, First Landing. They run into First Landing there, take the Cape Henry like trail the whole way in, and then hook back out on shore, come all the way around shore, back down, and then done. I think that's where you end. Yeah, then half marathon on the Boardwalk there. 31st at the Neptune.
Okay.
Like the full one though is like get fucked.
Yeah.
Like
all the way from like what is that? My house.
dude, no, that's your house right there, I think. Alaskan, is that Oceana right there? No, that wouldn't be. That's
Might be.
That's Bird Neck.
Okay, it's Bird Neck.
That's Bird
yeah,
Neck.
that's Bird Neck.
That's me. So it is. I think that actually may be your house down there.
Usually they, I think, go somewhere right there.
It's a long run. So we have Steven's coming to town, get Shamrock happening. I'm excited for I get to see him and hang out with him all weekend. Probably go buy some green like Mio like juice whatever and put it in my beer.
Yeah.
Get some green beer going. Well, no, I'm not drinking.
I'm not drinking.
But when Steven comes into town, I don't know. Sometimes things change. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. You got anything else you want?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up for Couch Surfing Podcast Season 3, Episode 8. We will catch you next time in Episode 9, where I got a big announcement for you. So tune in next time. We'll see you then.
Peace.